We're looking at homework from section 2.1. This is question number 16. Use the frequency polygon to identify the class with the greatest and the class with the least frequency. When we're working with a frequency polygon, remember that the points on the polygon are always at the midpoints of each class. So the class with the greatest frequency has a midpoint of 31. That's because it's at the highest point on the graph. That's how we know it's the greatest frequency. The class boundaries are always halfway between consecutive midpoints. So when we look at that 31, the midpoint to the left is 28, and the midpoint to the right is 34. So halfway between 28 and 31 is 29.5. Halfway between 31 and 34 is 32.5. So the class that has the greatest frequency goes from 29.5 to 32.5, which is choice A. For the least frequency, we're looking for the lowest point on the graph that isn't the endpoints. Because remember, in a frequency polygon, we always go back down to the x-axis, but those points don't represent midpoints. They're just equidistant from other midpoints. So the lowest point that's not an endpoint happens at 13. So that's going to be where the class with the least frequency occurs. And again, we look to the numbers to the left and right, which are 10 and 16. So the class boundaries are going to be halfway between 10 and 13, which is 11.5, and between 13 and 16, which is 14.5. So the boundaries of the class with the least frequency is 11.5 to 14.5, which is choice B. And that's your answer.